Hello and welcome to another Museum Minute. My name is Kirk Rosberg. I am the planetarium coordinator here at the Hastings Museum. And until the planetarium can safely reopen, I thought I would bring you a little bit of information about the summer sky. We've got several constellations to talk about, and we're going to start in the east-northeastern sky in mid-June. About halfway up or so in the east-northeast, there are three bright stars. Collectively, they are known as the Summer Triangle. They are composed of the stars Vega in Lyra the Harp, Deneb in Cygnus the Swan, and Altair in Aquila the Eagle. Let's start with Vega and Lyra the Harp. Lyra kind of looks a bit like a parallelogram, and Vega just sort of forms the handle on this harp. Now, Lyra is believed to be the harp of Orpheus, or the lyre, L-Y-R-E, of Orpheus. And after Orpheus died, because he was considered to be one of the greatest musicians of all time, he was honored by having his harp raised to the heavens. And it is oftentimes visualized with a vulture carrying the harp into the night sky. Vega is about 25 light years away. It is a blue-white star, and it is usually considered to be the fifth brightest star in the night sky. And it really stands out. It is going to be on the top of the Summer Triangle, if you will. Now, to the lower left of bright Vega is not quite so bright Deneb. Deneb actually marks the tail of Cygnus the Swan. Deneb literally means tail. It is a blue-white star, and it is currently believed to be about 1,550 light years away. Now that number fluctuates, and certainly has fluctuated a little bit over time, from over 1,600 to its current approximately 1,550 light years away. It is a white supergiant star. If you were to place Deneb at the same position in space as Vega, which again is 25 light years away, Deneb would almost certainly cast shadows on the ground. It would be that intensely bright. Now, the Swan kind of looks a bit like the figure of a cross, and so many people simply refer to Cygnus as the Northern Cross. But the Swan does have some mythology behind it as well, as do most of the constellations. The Swan, at least one story, is about Leda and Zeus, or Jupiter, the king of the gods. Zeus saw Leda, who was the wife of the king of Sparta, and she was bathing in a large pool or lake. And Zeus saw her from Mount Olympus and immediately fell madly in love, as he often did in the course of Greek myth. So to transform himself into something, I guess, pleasing to her, he transformed himself into a beautiful white swan and dove into the lake and kind of got close to Leda, and she sort of started petting the bird and things like that. And so it went to sleep beside her, and in the morning, Zeus decided to kind of shed the disguise, and well, that was it. That was it. So now the third bright star in the Summer Triangle is Altair. Altair is roughly the 16th brightest star in the sky, and it is about 16.73 light years away. Not that far away at all. It is a white star, which also looks slightly blue-white. And it is in the constellation of Aquila the Eagle. Now, the eagle also has many possible mythological references. Probably one of the best known is that of Prometheus, who, it was said, gave fire to humankind. So after he did that, Zeus or Jupiter got really very angry. And he decided to punish Prometheus, who was one of the Titans, by basically chaining Prometheus to a mountain where he could not escape. And so, of course, what happened was that every day Zeus would send his messenger eagle to eat part of the liver of Prometheus. And then after the eagle left, overnight, the liver would grow back. And the next day, the eagle would come back down and start all over again. The story does end slightly happier, though, because Hercules, who's also in the sky at this particular time, rescued Prometheus by freeing him from his chains. So that is the story of Aquila the eagle and Altair, which is kind of in the east-northeastern part of the sky. Next, we go down to the southern part of the sky. In the southeast, you have a very bright star, again, one of the brighter stars in the sky, and this is Antares. Antares is the brightest star in Scorpius the Scorpion. Antares is a distinctly red star. You really can't miss it. It's the only bright red star-like object in the south. It is a red supergiant star nearing the end of its lifetime, and it is about 550 light years away. And you may have heard this, the story of the scorpion as it relates to Orion the hunter. Orion often boasted of his hunting prowess and said one day that he was going to kill every living animal on the earth to demonstrate that he was the greatest hunter. Well, when Gaia, the goddess of the earth, heard about this, she sent a scorpion out to sting and kill Orion, which is what happened. The scorpion snuck up on Orion and stung him in the heel. To the Greeks, the heel was always the source of vulnerability. So Orion died, and as he lay dying, he begged Zeus or Jupiter not to place them in the same part of the sky if he was going to do that. And so Zeus decided to place Orion in the winter sky and the scorpion in the summer sky. And in fact, it is only right after Orion is fully set in the west that the scorpion begins to rise in the southeast. And one of the first signs, of course, of the scorpion rising is Antares. Again, you really cannot miss it. It is a beautiful star. The constellation of Scorpius itself kind of looks like a bit like a hook, like a giant sky hook. And this is, in fact, what Polynesian cultures tend to think of the scorpion as. If you want something more to look for, look right behind the tail of the scorpion, and you will see another summer favorite, Sagittarius. Sagittarius looks a lot like the figure of a teapot. And we've talked about that in previous episodes, at least a little bit. So, that is it for this Museum Minute. Enjoy the summer sky, and we are hopeful that you'll come in to see a planetarium show once the planetarium reopens. And for more information, visit our website at hastingsmuseum.org for more digital learning videos.